Hey everybody, and welcome to another Let's Talk About Random Bullshit with Chaos Legion Gaming. Today we're going to talk about the Votann. Briefly, their history is they're a subset of abhumans that were around in the dark age of technology before Horus Heresy, and they kind of separated from humanity. And they retained they never had an AI revolt, so they retain their AI, and that's who clones them and reproduces them, and they follow orders from. The fact that they also have AI makes them not very friendly with the AdMech, so they need to keep that away from them. In the game, they have they have a army special rule called the Eye of Ancestors.
Yeah, so the Eye of Ancestors, we just give you guys the summary of all this stuff. Basically, if you get a judgment token against a unit that kills one of your units, one judgment token allows you to add a hit roll, and then 2 judgment tokens will add a hit roll and a wound roll.
Correct.
So that's basically, they don't like you if you kill their stuff.
Because the Leagues of Votann don't have a codex yet, they only have the single detachment called Ruthless Efficiency. Basically, at the start of the game, depending on the size of the game, you get judgment tokens to hand out to your opponent's unit. For a strike force, which is like 2,000 points, you get 4. So you get to pick 4 units. They start the game with judgment tokens, and it's if you kill a unit with those judgment tokens in the first turn, you get the first or second turn, you get 3 CP. If you kill it in the third or fourth, you get 2 CP, and if you kill it in the fifth, you get a single CP. So their detachment allows you to farm a little extra CP along the way, which is pretty fantastic if you like using those stratagems.
So next we're going to go over enhancements. The first enhancement is Appraising Glare. That's going to be 20 points to add to your list. Essentially, this command point enhancement is going to allow you to select an objective marker your opponent controls, and until the start of your next command phase, if the enemy unit is within range of the objective marker, it counts as having 1 or more judgment tokens than it actually has. So again, we're going to emphasize on those judgment tokens. We're going to allow our hit rolls and our wound rolls to increase as well.
The next enhancement is a long list. If a unit with that enhancement kills an enemy unit with a judgment token, they're allowed to move that judgment token to a new unit within their line of sight. So it's more about getting that efficiency out of those judgment tokens.
The next one's going to be Grim Demeanor, and basically it allows you to select a unit, and you can reroll battle shock tests, and you ignore any modifiers to rolls or tests made against them as well, which is really, really helpful. That's going to be 20 points as well. And
the last enhancement is Wayfarer's Grace, and that's 25 points. And when the bearer dies the first time, you can place the judgment token for being killed, and then you get on a 2+, you get back up. So makes that guy pretty durable.
Next thing we're going to go over, guys, is stratagems. First stratagem we're going to go over is Warrior's Pride. This is going to cost 1 CP. The target of this is going to be a Leagues of Votann unit from your army, and an enemy unit from the opponent's army that has a judgment token on it with an engagement range of a League of Votann unit. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes a melee attack, they're going to improve the armor penetration characteristic of the attack by 1. So it's going to allow you to punch up.
The next stratagem is called Ordered Retreat. It's a strategic ploy. It costs 1 CP, and you can target 1 Votann unit that has just fallen back, and they may shoot and then charge.
Next one's going to be Ancestral Sentence. This is going to allow you to add sustained 1 or sustained hit to your rolls, depending on if the unit you're attacking has a judgment token on it or not. You're going to get an additional +1 to sustained hits.
The next stratagem is called Reactive Reprisal. This one costs 2 CP. It's a battle tactic, and what it does is it's during your opponent's turn, after they shoot one of your Votann units, that unit can then shoot back at them out of turn. So it's pretty powerful if they don't kill you first.
The next stratagem we're going to go over is Newfound Nemesis. It's going to cost 1 CP, and you can activate this on your opponent's shooting or fight phase. It's going to be only for your mounted units, and basically if you take an attack that drops you below half strength. As a result, you can then put more judgment tokens onto your enemy, 1 or 2 respectively, depending.
The next stratagem is called Void Armor, and you can put this on any Votann unit before damage is applied to your unit after an enemy attacks you. It's going to cost you 1 CP, and all it does is reduce the enemy's AP by 1.
Now we're going to go into the characters and units for Leagues of Votann. The first name that we're going to fuck up is Brok here, Iron Master.
Yeah, he has 3 Dubitch robots that kind of like follow him around. There's a unit of 4, counts as a character.
The king of Dubitches comes with a, I would say, decent range profile. I mean, 3s to hit feels okay. Strength 4 and 5 feels meh. The las beam cutter seems nice. And the anti-vehicle is really nice.
The Graviton.
Yeah, how do we feel about this guy?
I like the Graviton. It does work. 3 shots, and then you can get sustained with the other enhancements that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So there's ways to make this guy pretty silly.
His range profile is, I would say, 1 to 10 rating. What are we going to get?
Oh, for a single character, I'd say he's right around the 5. I mean,
so
that's
like
nothing,
-1 for the Dubitches.
nothing amazing.
Okay.
But
and then the melee profile, 4s to hit seems okay.
He's got a hammer, you know, a typical power fist kind of thing. Flat 3 damage on both the Graviton weapons is pretty clutch.
Pretty good, yeah. Strength 9 on one of the Graviton hammers. So this is a guy that you're going to run particularly with a smaller unit.
Warriors or Thunderkin.
Yep, go into vehicles and really just do damage. Maybe they're not going to anticipate a little character hitting on a 2-up like that.
He does give the unit +1 to hit, which is nice.
On his abilities.
Yeah, for ranged.
Ranged, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So, him with Thunderkin are nice, and it'll make people second guess charging them.
As far as abilities goes, while this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes a ranged attack, add 1 to the hit roll. So again, adding the hit roll, that's great. And then his guard. Yeah,
so the Broker's Guild, at the end of your movement phase, this unit can repair 1 friendly Leagues of Votann vehicle or exoframe model within 3. That model regains up to D3 lost wounds, or 3 wounds instead if it contains an Ironkin assistant. Each model can only be repaired once per turn.
So really big utility, can heal and can do decent damage against vehicles. So I would say not very niche, definitely kind of focused, and definitely worth putting in, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I'd compare him to like a tech priest or a tech marine, and in that way he's better.
Gotcha.
You know, hits a little harder. He's got a better gun. And with the assistant and with the robots that he has, they just amplify his...
Kind of spread out a little bit and amplify it, yeah.
So the next unit that I'm going to mess up is the Brok here, Thunderkin. And they are basically a Leagues of Votann Devastator squad. They got 4 guys with big guns. They have... The options are a bolt cannon, which is 3 shots, sustained. Strength 6, and then you have a Graviton Blast Cannon, which is D6 shots, blast and anti-vehicle 2+, so that's like a nice anti-vehicle option. It's Strength 5 otherwise, so you know you can probably hurt some troops with that too. Both of those do 2 damage, and then you have the SB Conversion Beamer, which has the conversion special rule, which is one I haven't seen. You don't see too often. But it's the old beam rule, which is the target is more than 12 away from the bearer. Unmodified successful hit of 4+ scores a critical. So what that means is with the sustained D3, every hit of a 4 or more, which is what you need to hit. So every hit is going to give you D3 extra hits.
So that one attack is pretty deceptive considering, and it's a flat 3 damage, -1 AP, which is really good. I mean, the AP could be better, but the damage is nice. So they're going to have to make those saves.
Yep. And then again, if you're with the Iron Master we were just talking about, they're going to hit on 3s, which helps, and they're not going to want to get charged either.
Melee profile, 2 attacks, 4s to hit, strength 4, 0. This is underwhelming. You take these guys for shooting all day, every day.
Yep.
As far as the abilities goes, each time you target the unit, with the Fire the Overwatch stratagem. Hit score on 5s, which is great. So again, this is a shooting unit.
Yep, all day.
I would say a good unit all around, right?
I like them.
Yeah. They seem decent.
All 3 weapon choices are good, but not great. I like the middle one. I like the Graviton.
Yeah.
I always feel like I don't have enough anti-vehicle, and anything that wounds vehicles on a 2+.
And especially now with Hero Hammer and the way that 10th edition is, everyone's bringing vehicles, so that's... Personally, I would feel the same way.
Yeah.
You got to take them.
The next unit is the Cthonian Berserkers. These are basically berserkers. They don't even have shirts. Let's put it that way.
They are something.
Move 5, a little slow. 2 wounds, which is kind of makes them a little more durable, I guess.
But those saves, baby.
So I think their saves come from their abilities.
Yeah.
They have Feel No Pain 5+, and I think there's a way to improve that as well. It says each time a model in this unit is destroyed by a melee attack, roll 1d6 on a 4+, they get to fight. So you got Fight on Death on a 4+ built in, which is kind of nice. And I'll go into, obviously these are melee units, they all carry big axes and hammers. You got 2 choices. The first choice is the Concussion Maul. They get 3 attacks each, hitting on 4s, strength 9, -2, 3 damage. Then they have the Plasma Axe, which have 2 attack modes. You've got the Strike and the Sweep. Basically, the Strike gives 3 hard hits at strength 6, and the Sweep gives you 6 strength 4 attacks. The Strike does 2 damage, the Sweep does 1. The Strike has 2 AP, the Sweep has -1.
So not bad overall. I mean, the Subterranean Explosives is pretty interesting.
What's that do?
Basically, when they hit you with one of their grenade launchers, you roll a d6, and on a 4+, they subtract 2 inches from the movement. So taking away a little bit of movement from vehicles is kind of nice.
And that way you get the charge instead of them.
Yeah, which is pretty good. So basically, like I would say this is more of like a bog unit.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be my opinion on it.
Sure. They have they also have a twin concussion gauntlet option, which I think is probably the best multi-purpose weapon. It's got 4 attacks, strength 9, -1, 2 damage, but it's twin linked.
Twin linked is great.
So twin linked is reroll wounds, and what I think that's great for is, like, if you're hitting a unit, great. You're always going to roll a couple ones and miss. So you get to scoop those back up and get that full efficiency. But if you're punching up against a vehicle or something and you need 5s, it's a lot easier. You get some 5s on 2 chances instead of 1.
And honestly, rerolling is king in this game.
Yeah.
Anything that gives rerolls, you just take it. It's, in my opinion, it's an auto include.
Yeah, especially on the wound level, that's a very crucial reroll.
I know we're gonna mess this one up.
Okay.
I know. I'm here. Champion.
Sure.
Is the next guy.
If you say so.
Yeah, he looks like he can do some stuff. He's a T6, movement 5. This guy looks like he's in Terminator armor. He's got Terminator stats.
Yep.
Essentially, range profile, 2s to hit feels good. Strength 5 feels bad. 1 damage feels bad.
That's his melee.
That's his range profile.
Oh,
That's his commie bolter.
Weird. Gotcha.
Weird that he has the same thing as a Terminator.
Right. Melee, he's got a choice between the Dark Star Axe and the Mass Hammer. So for me, the Dark Star is probably the coolest name of any kind of weapon you can have in 40K. But the Mass Hammer, the fluff behind the Mass Hammer is just hilarious.
And it's a strength 12.
It's
And it's D6 +1.
And
it's fucking ridiculous.
It fucks. Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it hits hard. You definitely don't want to get Mass Hammered for sure.
No, you don't.
So the Dark Star Axe has 6 attacks, hits on 2s, 6 strength 6, -2, 2 damage. But the Mass Hammer's only got half as many attacks, 3. It's -1 to hit because the hammers in this game. So you got 3 hits, hitting on 3+, strength 12 as we said, which is awesome.
Bonkers.
Yep. And then -2 damage, but it does a whopping D6 +1 damage.
So the Exemplar ability for him, he can reroll charge rolls. That's going to be good to get your Terminators in. And then the Mass Drive Accelerator.
Each time the model with the makes a charge move, you can select one enemy within engagement range and use this unit to roll 1d6. On a 2 through 5, they suffer d3 mortal wounds. On a 6, they suffer d3 plus 3 mortal wounds. So basically, impact hits. Anytime you get mortal wounds out on the field are fantastic. This guy slams.
He is definitely your melee powerhouse.
He's basically a monster, packed into a tiny little dwarf body.
And he's going to be giving that teleport crest.
Oh yeah, I didn't forget about that.
Which is going to allow you, the unit he's leading, to have deep strike, which is great, and the bearer has a 4-up invuln.
Well, you get either one.
Oh, you get either one?
Yeah, that's a choice.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So, I mean...
But 4+ invul is
4+
great.
invuln's great. And the teleport crest, I guess it's situational, right?
Yeah. If you're going to take the transports, you take the save.
Yeah,
it just depends on your list. All right, the next unit I'm going to mess up the pronunciation on is the Grimnir, which is like their wizard, their librarian, if you will. Moves 5 to 5, 4+ save. He does have a 4+ invul save, which gives him a little bit of durability. He can lead any warrior unit. He also has some Witchfire, psychic power, which is a Witchfire. They can do 24-inch range, 3 shots, strength, hits on 2+, strength 6, -2, 3 damage. So really not bad. And then you can focus that and do 6 of those. So his focus Witchfire, instead of hitting harder, it does more shots. Then it becomes hazardous, obviously. He's got a bolter, and in combat, in melee, he has a ancestral stave, which 1 attack, which is pretty bad. 3 weapon skill, hits on. He's got strength 7, and -1 does 3 damage, d3 damage.
This guy's a melee powerhouse.
Yeah, if he's fighting rats.
He looks
level
like
1.
Hagrid, and he's ready to fuck.
Not that great.
No, not at all. But he does give. He has another melee profile, but it's just garbage.
I think that's just for the other dude in the unit, the core of his little robots.
Why does everything have robots?
Because they have AI, so they're using it.
Okay,
it's kind of smart. If I had AI, I'd use it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. He does give a toughness characteristic of models that he's leading.
Okay.
Increased by 1.
So
which seems good.
If he's jumped in a Hearthguard unit, they're
going to be T7s instead of T6s.
T6 instead of 5. The regular guys.
Oh.
Yeah. He can only join the regular guys.
Jeez.
But still, T6 regular troops is pretty.
No, that's pretty good.
Bonkers.
And he's got the other ability.
I don't know what that does.
Basically, you fail your battle shock. He allows you to just be like, no, I didn't fail that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's useful. You know.
Choose to disbelieve.
Yep.
Nice.
I disbelieve it. Well, he is Hagrid. He is a wizard here. I had to say it.
Yeah, no.
He looks like him.
He looks just like him. Next is the basic troops, which is Hearthkin Warriors. They have all the options. We're not going to go through all of them, but basically, in the unit, you get a couple of specials, you get a couple of heavies, you get a sergeant. You know, pretty standard.
Pretty standard troops. T5, 4-up save, 1 wound each. 1 wound each.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They can get. They can have comms, which give you extra CP. That you can take a med pack, which gives you feel no pain. You can take a scanner, which allows your guns to ignore cover. You can do the Wavefield Crest, which gives the champion a 4+ invul save, I believe.
So next up is the Hearthguard. These guys are Terminators, right?
Right.
I mean, they share the same profiles.
Pretty much.
T6, 2-up saves, 2 wounds each. Great. Range profile, pretty stock standard. I think it's all situational. I mean, I like the blast. The devastating wounds is really nice, though, on the disintegrators. Melee profile, I think we feel okay about it. It's basically Terminators with power weapons. Not seeing any power weapon fists, though. So that's probably why they have that other guy, the character.
Yeah. You can either do the gauntlet is the fist, but
it's nowhere near as good as a power fist, though.
Right.
Yeah. The Oathbound bodyguards, when when there's a character leading the unit, each time an attack targets this unit, if the strength characteristic of the attack is greater than this unit's toughness characteristic, subtract 1 from the wound roll. That's really good.
Yeah. That's what makes up for them not having an invulnerable save.
Yeah. So it basically just you're harder to wound me.
Yep. So
I actually like that. I think that's I mean, Hearthguard are solid units. Everyone's running them from what I can see.
Yeah. Well, you can put the 4+ invul on the unit champion. So if you need an invulnerable save, you can take it on the champion because he's not a character. So you can still kind of inject one in there, but when he's dead, it's gone.
He's gone. Yeah. So next up is going to be the Land Fortress.
So the Hecaton Land Fortress has movement 10, tough 12. 16 wounds, 2+ save, so it's just a big tough block of transport, really.
Metal sheet stuff.
Yep. It can transport 12 infantry models. The exo armor guys take up 2, and exo frame takes up 3. It has one ability that basically when guys get out, if the vehicle shoots an enemy unit, any of the guys that disembarked from it also get a bonus, a +1 to hit.
Overall, I think this is again another auto include being ran in every single list that we see.
At least 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's got blast, its ranged weapons are really, really good. D6 +3 is amazing. It's got some heavy shots that you can pick as well. I mean, this thing is a monster. It's literally guns. It's guns and armor, and that's great.
Next unit is the Thunderkin Pioneers. They're basically the trike bikes. They're little grav bikes.
I hate them. I hate how they look.
I was waiting for that.
I can't stand them. Oh my god. Bikes in this game just don't. It's terrible.
At the end of your opponent's turn, this unit is within 6 of a battlefield edge, is not within engagement range of enemy units. You can remove this. They can run away.
Yep.
You can just,
oh boy.
You can put these guys back in your pocket.
Who would have thunk that the bikes were going to run away? Although on their range profile, not bad for a speedy unit.
Well, they get that one heavy guy. That's the redeeming quality.
The Magna Coil autocannon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're bikes. I don't know what else to say. They're good.
One guy with a good gun. They have Scout 9, so they can reach out and grab an objective real early and then die.
Which is actually good. The dying part.
Because I don't play this army.
Yeah, I don't play this army either. We enjoy the army. I mean, digging into them, it makes me want to play them.
Yeah, more.
A little,
but not the bikes.
Not enough to be like, hey, I want to double down on these bikes.
Yeah, they can have a comms array, which is the same as the squad. They get a +1 CP if you put a. You roll a d6 on a 5, you get +1 CP. Basically, it's a CP.
It's a CP generator.
Regen.
Just like Hagrid.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Next, we got Kale. Broccoli. I don't know. He's this guy. He's
Carl.
Carl. Is that his name?
Carl, no.
I don't know. So
that kills people.
He's got a 4-up invuln, T5. I mean, yeah, he's his range is not bad for a character, I'd say. The strength is 4 and 5, which is decent. Devastating wounds is nice.
Yeah, basically his angry, he gets angry. While he's leading a unit, weapons equipped by models in this unit have lethal hits.
That's good.
So that allows you to punch up a little bit.
So Carl is pissed.
He's got a grudge to settle. Once per battle round in your command phase, you can select one enemy model from your unit. One model with this ability from your army, and select one enemy unit and just say Judgment Token.
More Judgment Tokens. Who would have thunk?
Yep.
Melee profile on this guy's actually not bad, I would say.
Yeah, no, he's a good captain model.
2s and 3s to hit, strength 5 and 8. I mean, that seems good. Flat damage, though. I like that it's not swinging. I like that it's just, hey, you're going to do 2 or you're going to do 3.
Yeah, I like the Mass Gauntlet. I'm a big fan of the Mass Fluff. He could take 2 different crests. He could take a Rampart crest, which gives him a 5+ invul save, or he could take the Teleport crest, which allows him and his unit to teleport Deep Strike.
I feel like that seems to be a trend with this army, is like most of them can take one or the other. And that's good. I mean, that allows for some versatility, some building.
Yeah.
Seems decent. The next one we're going to talk about is the Sagittars. And by the way, guys, if you're trying to order them on our website right now, You're going to be in line. You're
Yeah.
going to be in line, but we're going to get them. We have priority because we're a bigger store. But these things are they do not last.
Yeah.
I think we ordered like 20 in the last week, and they came and they went.
Yep.
But if you have these guys, they're an auto include in the army. They're a transport vehicle. They're equivalent to a Rhino, right?
Yeah, basically. Their special ability is units can disembark from this transport after it has advanced. So you get to move and advance with the transport and then get out, which is nice. The only downside to that is you cannot charge, but if you stick the shooting units in there, then you've got your...
So you just stick like some melted dudes, essentially,
Yep.
equivalent, and just run up and start blasting.
Yep.
Seems good.
Yeah.
No wonder everyone's running them.
They're pretty fast, too. They move 12 inches on their own, so you're looking at
that's
minimum 13, maximum 18.
That is nice.
Plus you get out, so you get another 3, plus another 5 from the unit's movement.
They have the scout ability. They
Oh, yeah.
blow up.
Yeah.
I mean, melee, actually, wow.
Yep.
Not terrible with the melee. I mean, and then the range is ridiculous. This is sustain hits D3. I mean, strength 12 on these things. This is crazy.
Yeah,
no
the one-
wonder people are running them.
Yeah, the one thing that's strange about this that this unit allows you to do is you split up. You can pre-game. You can split up a unit and put half in one and half in the other, which nothing else that I know of transport-wise can do that.
So they have a bunch of wonky rules.
Yep.
They have a good toughness. This is, for all intents and purposes, better than a Rhino, in my opinion. In every way,
yeah.
shape, or form. I mean, this is crazy.
It's more of a Razorback, but you don't see those every day either.
They don't run those.
I would. I like a
do?
Razorback. It's an
That's
oldie
Space
but a
Marine
goodie.
stuff.
Yeah.
We'll go over that in the
Yeah.
Space Marine. Because Space Marines do Space Marine things.
They do.
And then the last guy.
Yep, it's a named call. His name's Othar the Destined. He's got a built-in 4+ invul. So pretty much same stats, extra wound.
He's
got a,
Carl, but more angry?
Yeah, he's Carl but angrier.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There's levels.
Yeah, yep. Level 2 anger. He's got Ancestral Fortitude, which once per turn you can change a hit roll or wound roll made for this model to a 6. So you can get that automatic Overwatch
That's
if you'd
nice.
like. He's got the Destined, which each time an attack is allocated to this model, you change the damage characteristic of that attack to 1, so he can automatically make your hit hurt less.
Wow.
So if you get him with a lucky Thunderhammer or something like that,
Just like, nope, 1.
Yep. It's really good against monsters.
His range profile, I think, isn't bad for a character. I mean,
No, it's
18 inch is nice.
it's like a
Everybody's
relic gun.
12. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's, 0 AP, 1 damage, not terrible.
devastating.
With devastating is great, though.
Right.
And then the melee profile
I
is, I
that's
believe,
what-
where this guy shines.
Yeah,
Yeah. Strength 6, neg 3, 2 damage each. That's great.
but 5 attacks, devastating. You got enough chance now to maybe make that happen.
Oh, yeah.
The last ability he has is Grim Efficiency, and once per battle round, so once per round, in your command phase, you can select one enemy to give a judgment token to.
Nice. So I would say auto include?
Carl
What do
on
you
crack. Points. The points keep fluctuating for this guy, but having the extra ability and having the built-in 4+ invul makes him tougher and better.
Gotcha.
So if you got the extra points to spare, I would put it on this guy.
Gotcha. And I think that's it for Leagues of Votann, guys. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Definitely check us out on chaos-legion.com. And we look forward to the next video talking about whatever we want.
Whatever it is.